You can't do this today. The purge is over.
No,
Les voy a partir su madre,
This
cabrones.
is the Forever Purge. It's never stopping.
Ayúdenme.
Thank you for your participation.
Alright everybody, I am Kevin from The Real Movie Guys, and you are watching The Real Review, a series where we review and discuss all your favorite movies. And don't forget, if you like what you see and you want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel today. On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at The Forever Purge. All the rules are broken as a sect of lawless marauders decide that the annual purge does not stop at daybreak and instead should never end. The premise of the Purge films is incredibly stupid. For one day, for 12 hours, all crime including murder is legal, and that is supposed to curb the nation's crime rate to almost zero, claiming that it's psychologically stimulating some kind of innate urge in all of us. Logistically, there are an endless number of reasons this doesn't work or make that much sense, but as an entertaining film premise, I can see the merit. This being the 5th film in the series that also had a 2-season TV show, we have seen so many different scenarios involving this concept. The second film, The Purge Anarchy, was actually my favorite of the bunch, finding a nice balance between horror and action, setting the bar that the latter films were never really able to recapture. Unfortunately, even more so than the previous entries, The Forever Purge flat out falls on its face and is a failure in every way, shape, and form that has nothing new to offer or share with its miserably slapped together story that made me wish I could purge this film from my mind. Maybe my biggest issue with this movie was my expectations versus what I was given. Now, you can argue that's on me, and to an extent it is. The Forever Purge trailers portrayed a rebellious group of face-painted cowboys terrorizing a small farm because they don't want the purge to end. Based on that concept, I was actually intrigued. Smaller scale might in some way be a nice back to basics. A quaint terror film maybe just what the doctor ordered, something more akin to the first film in the series, rather than the larger scale, more recent outings. In my opinion, this concept works when you tell the stories of smaller groups of people. Interesting characters draw your focus to them, rather than maybe say the actual logic of the purge event. So we get that. For 5 minutes. Then we devolve into a movie that is more concerned with pushing a billboard-sized political message than having a logical plot. Now, this isn't the first time the series has jumped into politics. They have been dabbling in the very concept since the second film. However, since the Purge election year and the first Purge, we have seen these films become consumed by it. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, but if you want to convey some kind of message, maybe you shouldn't lean into the super heavy, tasteless stereotypes to make a blunt point. I'm open to hearing what a film has to say. You just have to be creative. Yes, we can all see the irony in Americans wanting to sneak over the Mexico border, and that the media can stir people to extreme measures, or that the government may not always have our best interests at heart, but maybe use something other than a sledgehammer to convey those messages. Amateur is a sufficient word to describe the entirety of this movie. Most of it feels like a young director was running around with a handy cam trying to patchwork some kind of story together. The plot jumps around from scene to scene with barely any explanation, with characters we don't have any attachment to. From what I could tell, most of the actors in the film only had small bit movie or television roles, so maybe inexperience played a part, but I would put most of the blame on the script that made no attempt to develop or bond these characters with the audience. Because of the lack of interesting characters, the movie plot holes are the size of the Grand Canyon, especially apparent during the finale of the film involving the group's final stand with the revolution making zero sense. The action scenes make you feel like you're having a seizure from all the shaky cam effects, with most of the violence committed off-screen, which is strange since that should be one of the draws of the film. Any potential jump scares are coming from a mile away, and this film's curious use of a lot of daytime action negates any tension a night setting might bring. There are long scenes of zero action, resulting in characters having long, wheel-spinning conversations, resulting in the film just dragging its feet to make up a decent runtime. I could go on, but when a film is this bad, it just feels like a waste of everyone's time. The Forever Purge really made me question why I return to this series in every iteration. Maybe part of me is just hoping to be pleasantly surprised by something it churns out with its assembly line slew of releases. I think deep down I have some faith in this concept really coming together and giving us something special, or maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment at this point, which leads me to my final score. I'm going to give The Forever Purge an F.
This is the way things are now, boys. This purge is forever! This is the real purge. The eternal purge. Ever after!
If you're familiar with this film's production company, Blumhouse Productions, then you're well aware of their style of filmmaking, and you can maybe expect 1 to 2 decent films out of every 10 they make, so I feel like this franchise is overdue. Here's hoping that the next time we celebrate the National Purge Day, we have a reason to rejoice and not have to accept that the only thing these films have been good at recently is purging precious time from our lives. If you guys like what you've seen here today, consider giving this video a like and leaving your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to stay up to date with everything Real Movie Guys related, make sure to hit that subscribe button and check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And don't forget, all you audio listeners at home, we are available on many podcasting platforms. Just search The Real Movie Guys, you should pop right up. Thank you again all so much for joining us on this episode of The Real Review. We are The Real Movie Guys. Real guys, real movies, real thoughts. Catch you next time.